Hello again. Did you miss us? It's been like a week, and we're all very very happy. I'm horribly sunburnt and tired because I've had a toddler running around after me all day. My niece, she's lovely, but I'm tired. And Patrick's here.
Hello.
Remember us from last time?
I
Remember us from
Yes.
last time? We talked about Resident Evil. I did some funny video editing. If you watch the video, if not, it's available on YouTube. Once again, Infinity Cast has a YouTube as well because
Like
I
and
stole.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe. We'll get that at the end, though. Ring that bell. Like and subscribe. Share to your friends. Give us money. So last time we talked, so this is the Untitled Nerdcast again. Honestly, I might stick with that name. It's quite nice. It's silly. Let's get this out of the way because it's all I can see. And
Until we find a better title.
yeah,
Not saying I don't like the title, just saying until one comes up better. Or one's unlicensed.
yeah, it took a while to find out one that wasn't licensed. Anyway, so last week we spent an hour and a bit talking about Resident Evil. And right here is where I'm going to edit in another Welcome to the Family Son because I like doing that, and I miss Jack.
Welcome to the family, son.
This week we are talking about something a bit different. So video games, like every other media known to man, has adaptations, both to and from. You have a long list of some okay, some mediocre, and some terrible video game to film adaptations. But you've also got
And then some actually good.
We'll get to them. And also, you've got the video game adaptations of other things, because it goes both ways. And we'll try to cover a bit. But let's dive in with a very, very easy question. I'm going to mess around with this the entire time.
Yep.
Hello, little microphone I'm fucking around. God help the audio listeners who are just hearing. Anyway, so sorry, hit mic. Let's start off with the easy one. What is your favorite video game movie adaptation?
Favorite good one or favorite terrible one?
No, favorite is okay. One you think is a good movie, and the other one's just like, nah, guilty pleasure, love it.
That is one big pile of shit.
For me, my favorite video game to movie adaptation has to be The Prince of Persia. Just
Really?
because I genuinely liked it because it captured all the elements that were in the game, and it was just a fun movie.
Okay. Other than the the entire cast is white. Other than that, I'll hold it to you. It's a fun movie. It's silly, and I like a bit of Jake Gyllenhaal every now and again because he's fun.
I thought Gyllenhaal did good as the prince because when you played like the very first game and even the subsequent ones, the prince was a snarky guy, so he was.
To be fair, the prince has always been a dick, even the times he was played by Nolan North.
Nolan North. Which
Uncharted.
Right.
Plays Nathan Drake in Uncharted, and he's in every video game ever made. So what's your guilty pleasure? What's your pleasure?
Ooh. Part of me wants to say the Mario Brothers, just because, just for the simple fact of watching the setting they're in, because it kind of reminds me of some sort of weird fantasy style kind of Detroit from RoboCop. But then them saying all these lines deadpan, like "ba-bomb" or "a monkey."
Monkey.
Jesus Christ, I completely forgot about that. And then the 3-minute sequence where they make the just the Goombas here, instead of the mushroom things, they're like giant
reptiles.
Lizard men in trench coats. They're basically a very smiley Mr. X. And just where they have them dancing in the lift.
Oh.
The Goombas are dancing again. What?
But,
oh God!
So
now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it.
How can you not remember that? That's like it's like the first thing to do after they put on the overalls.
I know. It's just...
God, the late great Bob Hoskins. Can we just take a moment to just? It is his worst movie. He's done so much better. So my two, which are actually gonna be three because I realize my guilty pleasure is a tie. But I'll go to the good one first, which I think is still a good movie, even though as an adaptation it's a wee bit.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Silent Hill?
No, I thought you were gonna say Max Payne actually.
God, no, Max Payne is shite. Seriously, nah. I love a wee bit of Mark Wahlberg, but not that much Mark Wahlberg.
Does
Seriously,
Mark Wahlberg and Max Payne?
he played Max Payne. Anyway, we'll get onto that in a minute with the other list. But so Telltale, they got the atmosphere right. They got the fact it was not the scariest movie, but it was scary. It was also gory as shit.
And psychological, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, the games play that better. Now, adaptation-wise, they kind of adapted the first game, though they gender flipped the roles. So instead of a father looking for a daughter, it's a mother. Still looking for a daughter, though. And it's a decent movie, though they kind of they adapted a few things. This is why it gets a bit they adapted the cult, changed it up a wee bit, changed a few characters' roles. But the bit they got weird was how the creatures are used, because they used a lot of creatures from Silent Hill 2. Now, Silent Hill 2 is all about James Sunderland, and all of them are supposed to represent something about him. And the two big ones, which appear in the movie, are Pyramid Head, though we'll get them in a second, and the nurses. The nurses in Silent Hill 1 were these weird, hunched up, parasitical things, whereas in Silent Hill 2, they're all sexy. They're creepy as shit, and people, they're creepy, but they're made sexy in the movie as well, but for no real reason. And then Pyramid Head gets this weird cameo. Not talking, though shout out that he's recently, the same Pyramid Head, by the way, new killer for Dead by Daylight. Now, my guilty pleasure is a tie, but I think you're going to approve of both of them for the exact same reason, as they're both terrible, but they're both amazing. But they're also one of them is a good adaptation of the game.
Okay.
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Come on. Sorry. So first off, Mortal Kombat, even though it's PG or PG-13 or 12A or whatever it is, it's technically a good adaptation.
I mean, technically, to be fair, like, I mean, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, yes, I could see that as being like
not Annihilation.
Yeah, no, but what?
Yeah,
but I mean, like the first Mortal Kombat movie, I generally thought was a good show. I mean,
okay, let's briefly break down the great parts in it. Like, their Shang Tsung is perfect, and the fact that he's returned for the new game, Mortal Kombat 11. And it's they've scanned him in, and they've de-aged him as well, so you can go back and forth. And also, I mean, as well, and I have to say very, very quickly, they're Raiden. Oh, he's the Highlander.
There can be only one.
Sorry. Yeah, maybe that's what McLeod went on to do after he became, the one.
There can be only one.
Yeah, I mean,
Sean Connery.
What did you? What was the name of the guy who played Shang Tsung? I mean, it's like I know him.
Shang Tsung. Oh, come on, give me a second here. We will Google this really quickly, Patrick. Quickly.
Because there's an online series of like a really dark, serious.
I forgot about that one. He was in that too. Yeah, also, that's a bonus entry. I tie it. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, that was so he was in that as well, and yeah, I mean. I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously, like Mortal Kombat is a very obviously dated. I say dated in terms of the effects. Because you look at Goro, and it's like, let's be fair. For when it came out, it was decent enough. Like, I mean, you obviously knew he was faking that there, but I would almost take what he looked like in that over some of the modern day CGI stuff you get, because some of the CGI you kind of get is like.
That's true. Also, I've got the actors. I've got the actor's name. His name. Oh God, I apologize if I butcher this. Oh, okay. So it's Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa. I apologize if I butchered that. But yeah, sorry. He's that. And also, I completely forgot. He's also as Heihachi in the Tekken movie.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
God, I forgot about that.
It's not a bad movie, but I don't think it's on the list. Anyway, the other guilty pleasure, because I want to drop this in real quick, is Street Fighter. Because Street Fighter is a hot mess of a movie, but oh my God. Everything, be it Jean-Claude Van Damme's stupid. It's like, I am the most American character in Street Fighter, played
by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes, and it's the fact that this is back when he could barely speak English as well.
Yeah,
and Bison, come on, Bison.
For I beheld Satan
Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest, I can't think if I dislike the Bison or not. I mean,
You
I
can't.
think
No, he's perfect.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that was his last. Also, shut it. That was his last role. The man was
yeah,
dying of cancer, and it's like
yeah.
you went
R.I.P.
all
Raleigh
in.
Jewell.
You
Yeah.
went all in, mate. And it's just the no. It's just the of course or the
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 Bison
day.
dollar.
No, it's like there's. I think the best bit is still the
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
and just like oh cry and just Bison, are you man enough to fight me? Even though the Ken and Rai are terrible. Oh nah, that movie. It's just
Yeah.
like it just makes me happy thinking about it.
I mean, fair play to them because in any other kind of adaptation, they would probably try and do some really shitty kind of fight. But the fight between Guile and Bison, at least they attempted some form of Psycho Driver, or his dive across the screen thing. Which I mean, yeah, it looks silly, but
I don't
you gotta
care. It was
appreciate.
fun. It was fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, they tried to sneak in a Hadouken, even though it's just basically he does this and the screen flashes. Doesn't count. But oh yeah, that was fun. That was
I
fun.
mean, the thing. I mean, to me, Street Fighter is kind of. I kind of look at it the same way as I look at Mario. It feels like it's like a set. It looks like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, but they decided, why don't we just kind of put Street Fighter themes in it? Because
Which weirdly enough, Mortal Kombat was supposed to be a Jean-Claude Van Damme game. Yeah, they even kept Johnny Cage is basically Jean-Claude Van Damme, hence the splits. And also Bloodsport, the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, where he literally ends a fight by punching a guy in the dick.
Is that the one where he's in prison?
I think he was in Thailand or something. Okay, so that was that. That's our favorites. But let's talk about a few more. There are those which have done really, really well, such as Resident Evil, which I think we've both agreed, because we're going to be very quick with Resident Evil because we spent an hour talking about it last week. The first one, solid, good movie. The rest are Marmite or guilty pleasure, Fast and Furious type of things.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like it seemed like obviously the first one was like a standalone good movie. Then afterwards, like okay, Apocalypse, we need to just put Nemesis in a movie. Doesn't matter what, we just need to put Nemesis in a movie.
And he's the guy from the first movie who wore a vest.
Yeah,
for reasons.
And then the next one was like we need to
make it Mad Max. Why? Just do it.
Yeah. And then after that's like we need to put those axe guys from Resident Evil 5 in, and then we need to put Ouroboros in the next one, and then we need a movie with Wesker, and then they get to the last movie, and it's like, what? I don't even know what the last movie was. Honestly, it's like
I know it's on Netflix. I still haven't watched it, like at all.
I mean, to break it down, it's like, do you remember the guy from the second movie who was like the villain? Then he was like kind of
he was a weird clone, and then he turned into a tyrant in one movie and got killed by lasers.
Yes. You know, they kind of forgot about him for like 2 or 3 films
because they killed him with lasers after he turned into a tyrant.
Yes. Yeah. He's back, and he was the biggest bad of all, apparently, for reasons. And there's 2 of them.
Okay, let's not. Okay, no, I don't want to talk about Resident Evil anymore. So there have been other ones which have done really well. Tomb Raider. There have been 3 movies.
I mean,
Angelina Jolie in 2, and then the rebooted one, which is more in line with the recent reboots. I've seen all 3. 2 of them are good movies.
I've seen the 2 Angelina Jolie ones. I haven't seen that other one.
It's all right. It's fun. You know, she's good in it. Like if she gets to do another one, I'll be happy to see it because she was really good in it.
I mean, I thought she was good.
Okay, so but we can't. Though there's a fun segue because her husband has also started a video game movie. Because her husband is Michael Fassbender, and he did Assassin's Creed.
Wait, she's married to Michael Fassbender?
Yes, I'm like.
I did not know that.
I think she is. I think she might not be, but I know they were married. I just realized something. Every time I do this, I get weird, like anime, like villainized. So
the placement of your laptop's perfect.
Yeah. By the way, every time Patrick speaks, you know, we're on Zoom, so it automatically flips our thing, so I don't have to worry about that. But I turn over here to look at it. So every time I start talking again, it's me going, yeah, hi. Just get everyone's wondering why I keep turning really quickly, or why I keep looking over here is because I have listed out all the stuff we want to talk about on a Word document beside Patrick, and also be doing that just doesn't help, does it? Anyway, So there's them.
But,
Assassin's Creed, which I've heard is a good movie for Easter eggs. That's literally all I've been told.
I've never seen it.
Neither have I. Okay, we can't talk about Assassin's Creed because I don't think you've ever seen it.
Mm.
Though, film I haven't seen, but I know you have, and you're a part of its fan base.
Here we go.
Dead or Alive. Kidding, joking. I was going to say it's Warcraft.
Yeah, of course.
I have seen the Dead or Alive movie.
I have not seen the Dead or Alive movie.
I was drunk. I was very, very drunk. I can't remember what happened in it, but I know I watched it. But I was very, very drunk. And what's his name? Thingy Roberts. Eric Roberts turns up and he's like a bad guy with sunglasses or something, and then fights some people. For ages I thought this is an Neil Ball movie. Turns out it's not. But we'll get onto that bastard in his own little segment later called The Bastard. So, Warcraft.
Yes. I've mixed feelings about Warcraft. I'll boil it down. There's two ways to look at Warcraft. I think Warcraft is a good movie if you're not a lore fan. Because I always have a bit of a bias when it comes to it, because obviously I know the full story behind all the Warcraft extended universe, the books and that there. So I see what they try. My ultimate problem is that I feel like they tried to do too much in it, but what they tried to do I can see why they wanted to do it, because they basically wanted to focus on they wanted to focus on like the fan base of people who've played the games but don't know anything about the books, because if they tried to come out with like a movie on The Last Guardian, which would probably been a very start point for like the kind of Warcraft story as such. I mean, different points, but my point is in terms of the whole orcs versus humans thing, because obviously Khadgar going to Karazhan, meeting Medivh, and everything that comes from that, him learning about him opening the dark portal and such. But they kind of skip all that. They almost go into Warcraft 1, which, I mean, I see why they did it, but even just, taking a step back from like the lore perspective, I still think they tried to do far too much, because they'd be in one scene for a few minutes, then they're halfway across the world, then they're back, and they just kept changing scenes too fast for my liking.
So if anyone I could see my camera while he was talking about that, I was checking my phone because I know nothing about Warcraft at all. Patrick was there. Patrick has literally been there for the entirety of me playing World of Warcraft. I think it was 2 hours.
I don't even think we got to 2 hours, but yeah.
Well, I know you ones kept playing after. I went underground. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. So Warcraft.
For reference, sorry, this was during not Legion, the one before it, or was it Legion? Anyway, it was a few hours. He just made a character, and we just messed around for a bit.
I played as a skeleton with an axe. But so Warcraft, with Assassin's Creed, with Prince of Persia, they're all the ones that were like, and these are the films which are going to change how you see video game movies. These are the ones which are going to make boom, and they're always advertised as that, right?
Yeah.
And I prefer the ones which just don't. Like one which kind of misses out on my list, because it's not so good it's bad, but it's not terrible. And that's the first Doom movie with Karl Urban and The Rock.
First?
Let's talk about this one first, and then we'll talk about the next one. It's rubbish, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's low budget shit, but it's still kind of a fun movie.
Yeah.
Then there's the other one which came out last year, and it's a direct to DVD movie, or direct to video on demand. And apparently I don't want to watch it. Apparently it's just terrible. Bethesda and id have disowned it. And
that bad.
Look. Anyone know if they ever change the gender or race of a character? I usually don't give a shit. But when your main protagonist is called the Doom Guy,
all right,
and they made it a woman who doesn't want to be there,
in the sense that the character doesn't want to be there, or the actress is like,
I want to say, really... okay, honestly, I'm going to say both. I've seen the trailer for that movie. It looks like an old movie. It looks terrible. Like, I think the only monster that's in it is imps, and there's a lot of them. But Jesus, it looks terrible, and she just doesn't look like she's having fun. At least the first movie has the BFG.
Big fucking gun.
Yeah.
Which
trivia,
apparently The Rock kept.
I could totally believe that. I could totally see the walk just at the end of the day, him walking. It's like, excuse me, Mr. Johnson, you can't take that. And he's just
Stop
like,
me.
Yes, I can.
It's like, stop me. I dare you. Turns out he wasn't actually paid. He just took the thing.
I mean,
so okay, so these are the big movies that get out in the cinema and everything. But with adaptations, there are a ton that don't get theatrical releases. These are the tie-ins. These are the animated movies. These are the
extended universe ones. I'm referring to them as.
Or it's a bit of fun. That's like the animated film, right? Came out this year. Mortal Kombat: Scorpion's Revenge. The trailer looks crap. The movie is amazing. It is so stupid and metal. It's like, oh, you're so much fun. You're so much fucking fun. I needed you in my life. It was like, I think I watched it like the first week of isolation during lockdown. It's like, oh, thank you. A very angry movie. Oh, that's what I needed. It was great. It was fun. Now that's like a retelling of Mortal Kombat 1. But then you do have the legit tie-in stuff. I'm going to go with the two examples I can think of top of my head, and they're the two animated movies for Dead Space, because both of them serve as prequels to the first two games. Have you seen these?
I'm trying to think. I mean, right. I know there was one, but I'm trying to think. What?
Okay, I'll set up. Actually, no, there's technically three. I forgot about the other one. So Dead Space 1, this is the way the story goes. Something weird found on a planet. They crack up the planet. It's not Mars. It's not Mars. That? No, it's a planet. It's like a planet they're not supposed to go to, because it's like, oh no, legally you can't really do this. Planet cracker.
Wait. Is this the planet Dead Space 3?
No, Dead Space 1. Like, this is like talking about Dead Space 1, right? So everything that leads up to like the marker being found and right up until the shit hits the fan, that is told in a weird motion comic. And that's actually how I found out about Dead Space, was watching this thing. It's got the art of, I think his name is Steve Niles. Look him up. He's the guy who did the art for 30 Days a Night. He's really cool. Then you have the animated movie, which takes place of the shit hitting the fan in the USG Ishimura. Then Dead Space 1 starts. And honestly, you can watch all three and they kind of go, that's the whole story for this. It really is the whole story. It's like, I like that kind of tie-in stuff. Then you've got Dead Space 2. Well, let's say Dead Space 1. There was also a motion shooting one for the Wii and the PlayStation, which we talked about last week. But that was afterwards. That was afterwards, though.
That was afterwards? Right.
Yeah. Then Dead Space 2 was like a weird... I'm trying to think of best what's that. You've played Dead Space 2. I played Dead Space 2. Yep. Remember the crazy bastard? Stabs your woman's eye.
Ah, right. Yes, him.
He's one of the main characters. And it's about how him and a bunch of other people got exposed to the marker and went crazy. That kind of tie-in stuff is fun.
Yeah.
EA did it a lot with tie-ins. They did it with the same thing with Dante's Inferno, but that was basically a whole adaptation of the game.
Yeah.
They did all the novels for pardon me, Mass Effect. Novels will be a short part at the end, because I've just realized there's a ton of fun ones. Yeah. So that's the cartoon animated ones. Then we can get up to the higher level tie-ins. One I watched after I played the game, though after watching the movie, it's like, oh, you make way more sense now. And it was the animated movie that came with the Final Fantasy 15, the one with the King's Guard. What's it called?
King's Glaive, was it?
Oh yeah, it's actually on the list. I'm an idiot. King's Glaive. Yeah, that's it. Because it sets up all the stuff that happens. Also, it's Sean Bean again. It's like, oh, Sean Bean, you're gonna die. I know you're gonna die. You're the emperor, the king, or the emperor, or the characters. You're gonna fucking die.
I've not seen that one either.
It's like it's just really pretty. It's a big I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan, but it's pretty.
Yeah. I agree. No, it definitely looks very well.
You like Final Fantasy, like in general?
Oh yeah.
I'd recommended them.
I mean, it's like I haven't touched Final Fantasy 15. I feel like it's a game I would enjoy, but just in trying to get to that point of being like, you know what, I really want to play that. I will play. I will probably watch that as well.
Before playing this game, I never played any Final Fantasy game before. Well, I have, but kind of not. I mean, I've played them, but I haven't played them. I haven't sat down. Sorry, I haven't sat down and put effort into. I haven't put time into playing these games because they're big games, big RPGs. I'm not a big fan of the whole turn-based thing. Never really got me. But that one doesn't have that.
Yeah, it's more action RPG. It's the same guys who made Kingdom Hearts, I believe, worked on that one.
Which I also have never played, but I'm not that big a Disney fan. Anyway, so that's fun. Wait, actually, side note. So I know there are 2 other Final Fantasy movies because I'm pretty sure I've seen them. One has nothing to do with Final Fantasy, and it's amazing, but it's shit. And the other one's just Cloud versus Sephiroth again. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, the first one, of course, you're referring to is Spiritual Then, so...
Yeah, okay, screw it. Can we talk about that movie for a second? It's like one of those things, like, it was like, this is the next big part of technology.
God, yes, with the female character, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like, these are digital actors, and they could be the future. And it's like, don't get me wrong, my thing is like, do you know what? No, that could totally have been a thing if the movie had done well.
Yeah.
But
I mean, here's the thing.
I liked it. It was weird.
No, here's the thing, right? I didn't think that. I mean, I'll put it this way, right? When I first went saw it, I was a big Final Fantasy VIII fan. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be like, for some reason, I don't know why I did this. I was expecting to see like Squall or some sort of Final Fantasy reference in it, and then when I saw it, I'm like, who the hell are these guys?
Okay. Side note, once again, don't really know Final Fantasy, but I think I know who Squall is from Osmosis. Is he the dude in the really cool bomber jacket that Leon Kennedy stole from for Resident Evil 4, and he's a scar and like a weird sword gun?
Yes, Gunblade.
Hey, I got a character right.
But I tell you what, that movie had some cast on it. Like, I mean, what?
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
So in the other one, right?
Advent Children.
I know I've seen it, but basically, my mate went, look, mate, you're really not going to get any of this. So I'm just going to fast forward to the good bits. So it's dude who looks red cape, metal as shit, edgelord McGee on a motorbike, Cloud on a motorbike, some guy with red hair in a fight scene and loses, and then Cloud versus Sephiroth, but it's not really Sephiroth, but it is.
Red hair?
Some guy with red hair and goggles and a suit. I'm almost remember that.
Oh, wait, Reno. You're mixing things up completely.
And then at the end, a giant chicken bird descends from the sky like a god, and he gets cut in half by Cloud.
That is one way of interpreting the movie. Yes, and then the best thing is you had the actual version 2 of the movie where they decided this fight's not long enough. Let's make it longer.
So I've seen those movies, and I remember them they're really, really pretty. So we have that kind of tie-in where it's a very, very pretty movie where there's budget. Then we have the live action tie-ins, and these can be straight to sci-fi for a quick mini series like Red Faction. I know Red Faction had one on sci-fi, but no one watched it.
Did it?
Yeah, but I can't remember what it is.
Never heard of it.
Not many have. Then you've got the likes of the Halo ones. Have done quite okay. Halo, what was the one? One guy who plays Luke Cage. Pardon?
Oh wait, no, not foreign. Yes, I'm trying to remember.
Nightfall.
That was it. Yes.
Yeah, that movie was kind of shit. I didn't really like it, but
but he's that's
Forward,
Locke, isn't it?
Yeah. That's his whole prequel thing. But Forward Until Dawn, the mini series that then got adapted into like a weird DVD movie. Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
That was amazing.
I'm not a Halo fanboy. I'm not. I enjoy the games. They're a bit of fun. But that movie was fun and great, and I loved it. Then they had they also had a tie-in animated one, which is like the Animatrix for Halo.
Yeah, Halo Legends. I mean, that was basically, like you said, it's just a series of like what if situations. So let's look at like Halo if we put it in a Dragon Ball sort of setting, which I'm pretty sure. I don't know if was it Toriyama had any hand in it, but it was the same sort of style, like the art style.
Wait. Wasn't the one isn't that the one that's completely non-canon and it's about the clumsiest Spartan ever?
1337.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was fun.
But then you had some amazing ones like Ghost. I tell you what, Ghost is definitely my favorite episode, just because it's like whatever ODST in Spartan armor deciding I have to blow this weapon up. Time to take as many people as I can with it.
See, I like I like the what was the one? It was just a lore video. It was like, by the way,
Mm.
here are the Forerunners. Here's the Flood. Here is our weird 3D printer so that we can save the entire universe. Yay! I
And
like
then
that
what
one.
was
It
that?
was a fun lore one.
Wasn't that one like that was Cortana explaining, and then wasn't that kind of leading up to just before she wakes the chief up in number 4,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I think it was
Yeah.
just explain that. Yeah, this species is a thing. They
Mm.
still exist.
Yeah.
Have fun. So the
I mean,
tiny
I
stuff.
like
So
the other one. The other one I liked was the was it the one with the sniper in it when it follows the ODSTs and that one Spartan.
oh yeah, Spartan turns out to be he's basically Samus from Metroid. I'm a girl
Pretty
the
much, yeah.
entire time. That was fun. That was cool, and that was
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Mm.
So these are all tie-in stuff, but we also have the other way around, and this is where it gets a bit dodgy because, like video games to films, there have been a lot, but there have also been most of them are terrible. There have been some great ones. We will save the great ones for a bit, but there have just been so many which were just. Why were you adapted into a game? You didn't need a game. The first one being the one which literally. Okay, this is how bad it is. One of them caused the video game crash. That was
The video
EQ.
game crash.
Yeah, the big one which ruined
that one.
ruined the American video game industry, and Nintendo then turned up and saved the day. And that is E.T., the extraterrestrial. In which the urban myth was, hey, by the way, there's a landfill full of these things, and then a few years back they found the landfill.
Yes, I heard about this. Yeah.
Don't worry, there's something like every
Here's
the thing, right? Back in the day, every film got a game adaptation, and some were stupid. Like the Back to the Future one, I think was like a version of Paperboy. Then you got some mad stuff like Terminator versus RoboCop, which is a side-scrolling thing. That was fun, but it got to the point where that was
there was a few of those ones, weren't there?
There were a few thousand.
No, I meant the Terminator versus RoboCop, wasn't there?
I apologize, me swallowing very close to my microphone. Oh, I think we're like 3.
Yeah, and then like I mean, just in general, you've always. I mean, here's the thing: like I don't see it much these days, but back in like early 2000s and even like obviously the 90s and that, anytime there was a movie come out, there was obviously going to be a gauge just based on a retelling of the movie for the sake of let's make money off of this. Doesn't matter if it's good or not, so long as it just follows the whatever. But then
I usually got a few of them for Christmas. Just like your aunt got you this. She got you what's this one? Tomorrow Never Dies for the PS1. It's like, yeah, it's like, you had GoldenEye, didn't you? Yeah, but that was a different game. GoldenEye was good. Well, all right, Tomorrow Dives was okay. It wasn't great though.
Not really, no. But then you had like.
So sorry, but there have been some great video game adaptations, be it from films, comics, tons of comics, books, TV. Like out of just off the top of my head, right? A film game adaptation that no one expected, but knocked it out of the park was The Warriors by Rockstar.
Yes, I forgot about that one.
I loved that game. It was fantastic.
I mean, I always saw the cover of the game thinking, and I saw the movie, like, oh, that's what that was based on. And just, I mean, the fact that it was Rockstar.
Come out to play.
Yeah, sorry about that. I will replace that with a nice bit of video. If I like you. If not, you get to hear both me and Patrick doing that completely out of tune. But yeah, that was a fun one. It was like it was good. Thing is though, they weren't always that good. But once you got like people who actually wanted to make a good game, could make a Warriors great classic movie, B movie is shit, brilliant.
Can you dig it?
Great movie, I love it. One of my top 20. But if you got say people who say a bad movie, I could occasionally get an amazing video game. The holy grail of this, of a mediocre, nothing movie, getting a kick-ass video game, is X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yes, I've heard of this because wasn't the movie was like supposed to be PG and then they made the actual game like R or something like that there, wasn't it?
I assume you haven't seen the movie.
X-Men Origins Wolverine? I've seen it.
Okay. Yeah. Here's the things that happen in the game, and yes, there'll be some video as proof. So, another way in the movie, he jumps in the air and cuts helicopter blades off.
Yes.
That's not how he kills helicopters in the game. In the game, he smashes the front window, grabs pilot, and just holds him up. Yeah, I mean, he's like, they actually included his healing factor as a part of the game, so he gets blown apart, and you just watch them slowly heal up in game. And you got to unlock all the costumes, and it was more or less the entire cast back to actually play everyone. Like Deadpool in the movie was terrible, but you know, the final boss was actually kind of bitching.
Yeah,
It was still
I mean,
the
that's the
same
thing,
stupid thing.
Yeah, because when you talk about that, it kind of makes me sound. I mean, what came first, the movie or the game? I mean, or so then what's the question? What should have come first?
Okay, here's the thing, right? The movie and then the game, because the game, like a third, no, good 2/3 of the game aren't in the movie. Like for example, where Wolverine fights a giant sentinel. That's not in the movie at all. My dogs are barking somewhere. They hear the movie and they know it's bad.
The hounds are howling,
Actually, another tie-in video game that has nothing to do with the movie whatsoever, and it's another X-Men game. It's also another Wolverine game, but has zero to do with the movie. It's called X-Men 2: Wolverine's Revenge. If you played it, you know exactly what I mean. It's a fun game, but it's literally nothing to do with the movie at all.
Still Hugh Jackman?
Oh no. It doesn't even look like him. Like it's not even like, oh, it's supposed to look like him. It's like, no. It's actually Mark Hamill, which just makes me happy to know that Mark Hamill played Wolverine.
Mark Hamill plays Wolverine.
I don't like surprises.
Mark Hamill's played a lot of people, man. That'll be a different episode.
Yeah, but
actually, no. I say a different episode. We're going to get back to him really quickly, actually, for a different superhero game. But yeah, no, he played Wolverine, man. In that game, and it was great. Yeah, and it was fun. Like the boss fights, you get to fight Sabretooth a few times. No, the Wendigo. The Wendigo turns up. Magneto, and the final boss fight is Lady Deathstrike on a roof. It's pretty metal. And then they did a big thing where like they tease a sequel of Apocalypse and Omega Red and things, but never happened. But yeah, that was a fun game. Yeah.
Speaking of another movie to game.
Pardon me.
Interpretation. I mean, so like let's talk Lord of the Rings. So Lord of the Rings Fellowship.
Sorry.
Anyway, the Fellowship of the Ring was basically both of the games. All three of the games were basically retellings of the movie's story, right? Well, actually, I feel like no, the Fellowship actually fell more closer to the books because it actually had Tom Bombadil, but I suppose actually say the game was actually more of an interpretation of the book. But anyway, so where Fellowship of the Ring was like a action adventure sort of game. You played as Frodo, you played as Aragorn, and you played as Gandalf. So like,
yeah, I remember
trying to escape the Ringwraiths.
Yeah, I remember these games. Okay, I remember the Two Towers and Return of the King more, but I remember them being good, solid co-op games.
Yeah, but this is the interesting thing. I find that you had the Fellowship of the Ring, which was like an action adventure, and it was like kind of like I said, just like getting from A to B, overcoming these challenges. Then you get the Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers, and that was straight up. Yeah, let's take the Fellowship of the Ring, throw it out the window, and make a straight up fighting game out of it. Which then it's just I don't know why it worked so well, but it just did because the combat in it was just so fluid. I mean, I was supposed to say Two Towers actually just covered the Fellowship of the Ring as well. So obviously in Two Towers you played as Gimli, Aragorn, and Legolas, and you could unlock.
If I remember correctly, right? EA made these games. I think EA made these games, but
was it not Activision? Let me check.
I thought it was EA. I have a weird memory of just seeing like the EA logo, and then I apologize. Once again, I'm sunburned the shit. So if anyone sees me scratching my forehead, I apologize.
Stop scratching your sunburn.
I can't help it. It's there. It's itchy as shit.
Let me just check this.
But yeah. But some people have pardon me. Some characters have gotten video game adaptations which have just been better than their film. It's just happened. Like, actually, one I want to play with you one day, because I just do. Like, I love the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd movie. It's a piece of shit, but I love it. I adore, like my heart out for the Carl Urban Dread, because Mama is not the law.
I am the law.
Kick ass. But there's a game called Judge Dredd versus Judge Death, and it's just
Oh no, sorry. Yes, you were correct. It was EA.
I know it was, but yeah, that was a fun game. Like that captured so much of the 2000 AD weirdness that a lot of things just haven't got.
I am the law.
Also, Spawn has had a few fun games, and his film was shit. So, also getting onto that, I mean, superheroes just do really well in games. Come on, we have the Batman Arkham Saga,
I mean, that was
Asylum, City, Origins, and Night, and a few other tie-ins.
Let's be fair though. That's
Also, Mark Hamill's coming back up again as the Joker. Hey,
what for the next Arkham?
no, just a shout out, just a shout out to Mark Hamill's Joker. I will always love it. Also, Kevin Conroy as Batman, because
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, I mean, like the Arkham series is like obviously excellent, but that's more of like an adaptation from like the comics, not so much any of the movies.
I know. Okay, at this point in time, I'm talking about just adaptations straight. This can be an adaptation from TV, movie, games. Not games. Shut up, David. I just tripped up my own logic. Movies, TV, comics, novels. It can be an adaptation of a play at this point, because like Dynasty Warriors, as we were talking about right before this, is an adaptation. All of them are the adaptation of the same fucking book. Was it the Romance of the something?
Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Thank you.
I mean, unless I think it's important. We need to point out that what the first Dynasty Warriors game was, of course, a fighting game, and then the next game was basically, well, the Dynasty Warriors genre that.
I am a man with a stick. I will go fight everyone over there. What do you mean everyone? I mean everyone in that general direction. I am going to fight. Why? Because why?
Because I'm on fire.
Because I'm on fire. My horse is a god. Nay.
It's Lou Boo. Have to put that in there.
Okay. I don't.
Anyone who's played the game will get that reference.
I didn't really. But yeah, there's a ton of things I got. Oh my god, I just realized something. We were talking about adaptations of TVs, like to cartoons of games, and one we left out was Castlevania.
Oh yes, of course.
You forgot about Castlevania on Netflix. God, that was a fun show. Have you watched it all?
Oh yeah, I'm up to date.
Oh come on, just the shout out to the first two seasons, great, but seasons where you had Bill Nye in it. All this fucking effort to bring back Vlad fucking Tepesh.
I mean, it's just. I mean, the thing I loved about it is just that I played Curse of Darkness, and this is the first time I ever heard of seeing Hector. And they get to season 2, it's like, that looks like no, it couldn't be Hector. Oh shit, it is him.
Oh, also, what was it? What was the thing called? Legion.
Yes.
Legion. Big fleshy ball. I was not expecting it to appear in the series. 2, I wasn't expecting to get an origin for it.
Yeah.
And 3, I'm terrified for season 4, where it's like he's just going like, by the way, I brought some help, and just a giant fleshy ball of people appears in the sky to blow out the moon.
I mean, I thought it was an excellent interpretation of Legion, because anytime you found him before, he was literally actually this
ball
mind
of people.
A ball of dead people, and then this guy's like, I'm gonna do it with living people, and I was like,
you monster.
And I'm sort of feeling some Christian vibes from it. Maybe, I don't know, but the point is that yes, he was freaking terrifying.
Wait! You're only now getting the Christian thing, not the first season, which just dealt with the church, and season 2, which dealt with the church. Season 3 had a bit of the church.
I mean, specifically to how Legion was being used in that one,
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I realized I had to bring it back. I'm kind of happy that I can't remember the guy who made it. His name has escaped me. Yeah, he's the guy who's going to do the new Devil May Cry series and the Legend of Zelda series, both animated. I'm kind of interested to see what he's doing. He's called like his bootleg universe, whereas they're not shared, but they're maybe shared, but not legally. Sorry,
I suppose
I had to bring that one up because I completely forgot to talk about it originally.
I suppose that kind of comes to a point now. I mean, I suppose it raises the question: why do some of these work, but some of them don't? I mean, to me,
I know exactly why.
Hmm.
It's really simple. If you have someone who's adapting a source material they know really well and
Yeah.
have a genuine idea of how to do it, even if it's a new way or just a new take on it, then chances are it's going to be good, even if the budget is shit. You know? Silent Hill is actually a good example of this because the guy was the crazy German bastard. Not that crazy German bastard. We'll get onto him eventually. Uwe, you bastard. But that so much stuff went into that where it was like, as a fan, blah, blah, blah. Certain things he got wrong, but the film itself is still good. That could be said about literally any form of media that's an adaptation. You know,
I mean, I feel like Warcraft has that as well. I mean, because Blizzard basically went out of their way to establish this is a different timeline from what you know in the games and that, which you can see. Which I mean, again, it made sense for what they wanted to do to kind of speed things up along so that they could get the key points like the Dark Portal opening, the orcs coming through, humans fighting them, and then kind of setting up as if to say, oh, we're going to do like Warcraft 2 or possibly do like Lord of the Clans, Thrall's story.
And then, of course, once again, the video game adaptations things, they also use it to flesh tons of things out. Like, well, come on. The best Star Wars story ever made wasn't in a
Knights of the
movie.
Republic?
Actually, I have to take that back now because Clone Wars ended, and Clone Wars ended so well.
I still need to watch it.
You do, just for Ahsoka versus Maul.
Specifically the last season, because like I've seen all these thumbnails now on. I've seen all these titles and that on YouTube. It's like glancing over it.
Execute Order 66 breaks your fucking heart. Anyway, but okay, now the second best Star Wars story that wasn't a movie, Knights of the Republic. Great game. It's like, okay, here's an era of Star Wars that no one really wants to pay attention to because it's not nothing to do with the movies, and then just flesh it out and you give us the character of Revan.
Oh my god, Revan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the second one, which is just fun.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you what. I mean, was it the Exile? That's what it was called. Just
was he the creepy burnt guy? No. It's not.
No.
The Exile is the main character.
The protagonist.
Yeah. Stop scratching.
Yeah. Let's not forget HK-47. I mean,
yes.
I mean, he's like the murderous robot best friend you never knew you wanted, and are slightly worried to have at the same time.
I know I want them. That'd just be great. He'll call me Meatbag. But yeah, you have those Star Wars games. You have I know they tried to do some expanded stuff with Battlefront 2. Like the campaign was all right. It was all right. Like it wasn't bad. It was a Star Wars campaign, but you only let me play as Luke Skywalker for 5 minutes. Fuck you. But they did try, and the game is now good because EA stopped trying to be greedy with it because they got caught being greedy with it to no end. But for another non-Star Wars example of a really cool way of someone expanding a universe was a universe that didn't really need expanding. So if anyone's seen Pitch Black, Chronicles Riddick, or just Riddick, Vin Diesel's other franchise, which gets a little bit less love than Fast and Furious because it didn't make that much money, but Escape from Butcher's Bay. Oh, I love that game.
I played a bit of a demo of it, though I never got particularly far in it.
It's one, it's a really cool game. 2, does first-person stealth quite well. And 3, it's pretty much a really, 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 really cool advert for the Unreal Engine because it looks like the most Unreal Engine game that has ever existed. Properly. Ever.
Oh. Sorry, we're talking about all these. We're talking about extended universe. I think we can't go talk about like movie adaptations into games without talking about the one game that seems to adapt several movies into it. Of course,
that's several games. So you're gonna have to narrow it down. Give me a hint so I can see if I can guess it first of all before you announce it. Because if it's Daniel Craig's James Bond games, I'm gonna slap you.
What? No. I mean, in a single game adopting several movies.
Are they
Let your
different movies?
heart be your guiding key. Oh God, I hate
Oh
that
fuck!
statement.
Okay, one, I've never
Kingdom
played
Hearts.
this game. We've already mentioned this one, but I've never played these games. Have you? Okay, aren't they basically? It was originally Final Fantasy meets Disney, but then they stopped putting Final Fantasy in it. Yeah.
Well, until the DLC came out for Kingdom Hearts 3, yes. And when we ignore some of the Nintendo games, I think Dream Drop Distance was the only one
Hey,
that did it.
all I care about, genuinely, I have zero interest in Kingdom Hearts. But I have one thing I like to go. Well done, original Tron is in it.
And Tron Legacy appears in it as well. I mean, here's
two reasons I know like Kingdom Hearts.
Here's the thing you might actually find very interesting. Yes.
Patrick, this is to show you how much I love you. I really don't care about your Kingdom Hearts, but I let you talk about it for so long. I'm going to stop you now before I eat your face because I don't care about that game. Patrick, stop talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
Let's move on to a different thing, right? Because I realize I brought it up, but I don't want to talk about what I brought up. James Bond. No. Okay. So, oh Jesus. Next bit we're going to talk about, because not only have video games been made into films, there have been other games made into films, and that is.
Yep, I know where this is
board
going.
games.
Yep,
and at least
here we go.
3. And one is technically a franchise because like 4 movies. One failed, and one is amazing, and everyone who listens to this must go and watch it. So the first one's D&D, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep.
I went to see the first movie in the cinema with my dad, and I loved it.
So did I.
And I've seen it since, and it's terrible, but I love it still. Also, the fact that they got the guy from the Crystal Maze in the movie to have a maze that he has to get a crystal out of.
Yeah.
It's like Christ.
Just beautiful.
Then there's a bunch of DVD sequels that we don't need to talk about because I've never seen them, but apparently they're still fun.
I saw this. I don't know which number this is, but I did see one where the henchman from the first one is the main villain, Dabatar. I remember his name is.
Creepy. He had the weird things coming from his ears and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and the blue lips, and I was just sitting thinking. I mean,
he always looked like he was about to like just say something horribly sexual, but never did.
Yeah, I mean, I was
so aroused by everything. Yeah. Roll initiative. Oh, I mean, Jeremy Irons. Oh, I forgot about Jeremy Irons in that fucking movie. Jeremy Irons is the bad wizard.
That's right. Yeah.
Fucking thing. Yes. Yeah. It's like Jeremy Irons. That is a guy who probably got the money and went, screw it, I'm gonna have fun with this, and cheesed and camped his way through the whole movie because damn it, god, okay, we need to watch that. We're gonna have a movie night, and one there's gonna be Dungeons and Dragons. But since we're not going to talk about Jeremy Irons the entire night, let's move on to the next one. Battleship, which I know the exact reason they failed, because they had this big cast.
Yeah,
I think Rihanna was in it at one point, but they didn't have.
No, Rihanna was in it for the movie. She was she was the artillery sergeant or something, in charge of the heavy weapons.
I think I watched the last 5 minutes of it, but Liam Neeson is like the admiral, but at no point, because they could have won me over the way Clash of the Titans did with Unleash the Kraken, but they didn't, because you could have had Liam Neeson just leaning, goes, "You sunk my battleship," and I would have went to see that movie and I would have paid for it.
Yeah, that actually makes me think: did they ever actually say that line in the movie?
No, apparently they don't.
How could you make a bat? I mean, you go to the effort of having the aliens' weapons look like the wee tabs you put on the battleships, and it's like that's how they fire these things onto the ships and they explode, and they don't have the line.
I know. Okay, we're gonna bring it on to the last movie because I don't actually know. Honorable mention. I'll do honorable mention afterwards, right? American viewers or listeners, Clue, or if you're British or Irish or European, Cluedo has a movie.
What? Sorry, just on that. What is the original name of that board game? It's Clue or Cluedo?
I don't know. It could be either or. It's something we have to look up. So there's a movie. That's a movie that is amazing because it's a mansion which is literally laid out like the board game, and like what everyone turns up. You know, you've got Miss Scarlet, everyone like the butler. There's a butler played by Tim Curry. All you need to do is the butler's played by Tim Curry. And like 90% of what's his name? Guy who played Doc Brown in Back to the Future.
No, the guy I can't think of his name. He's in Stacked.
Okay, damn it. I'll throw his name up on screen now.
Great Scott.
He's in it. And it's another actress I've completely forgotten her name and I feel horrible for it, but she's in Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles. But it's like 90%.
So she's in Young Frankenstein with Tim Curry again?
No, he was not in that. Gene Wilder wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Wait, who played okay,
Gene
never mind.
Wilder, you bastard. Anyway, so the movie's like it's 90% like just funny dialogue. Bit. It's so quick and it's like it takes a while to get going, but once it gets going, it's amazing.
I am your singing telegram.
Especially at the end where Tim Curry's running around with like, everyone chasing him, trying to work it, it's like explaining, take everyone through the entire process of who did what.
Where is he? By now she was dead. We laid her down with our backs to the freezer. One of us slipped through the same secret passage.
Again?
Of course, back to the study. The murderer was in the secret passage. Meanwhile, Mr. Body been on the floor. He jumped up. The murderer came out of the secret panel, picked up the candlestick. Mr. Body followed us out of the study into the hall looking for an escape. The murderer crept up behind him and killed him. Will you stop that? No.
And it's just oh god, it's a very, very funny movie. I will recommend it to anyone.
I haven't seen it, so definitely need to see this.
Do it. Do it.
Movie night.
So because I promised I'd mention the bastard. If we do a movie night, we are never watching anything but Il Bol, because Il Bol is the only director.
But by who?
Il Bol or Yul Bol.
Okay,
Who's that? Okay. House of the Dead.
Oh.
Okay, I don't think I didn't need to go any further. He made House of the Dead.
I haven't seen it,
he made Blood Red. He made Far Cry. These are terrible movies. And
he didn't. Wait, he didn't make Dead Rising Watchtower, did he?
No, he didn't. That's just a shit movie.
Okay.
So yeah,
I thought it was all right, but yeah.
It was terrible. Anyway, so
sorry, just on that point.
Okay, the only good thing about that was the guy who played Frank West on TV, pretending to be Frank West. Hey kids, go grab something sharp, put it on a stick, and beat your character's brains out. But Il Bol, right? Il Bol is okay. No, I have to make this point. Angrily and spitefully, full of rage, and like, I have only walked out of a movie once. I've only walked out and asked my money back once. It was House of the Dead. Only
that was in the cinema?
Yes. And I didn't know it was him. This was just back when it was out. It's like, oh yeah, let's go see House of the Dead. Yeah. I went to see it. It was shit. I left, tried to get money. It's like, oh, will you stay more than half the movie? And it's like, I don't fucking care. It's terrible. I want my money back. And eventually they give me free popcorn, I think. It was the movie house in Yorkgate. Just a shout out to that cinema in particular. But final bonus round, since we have about 9 minutes left. What would you like to see brought either to TV, films, animated, whatever, from games to that? And what would you like to see from film, TV, whatever, to games?
Right.
Back and forth.
Right. For me, easily, I would love. I'd be really scared to see it happen, but I would love to see Blizzard just make a Warcraft series. Like, you just do what the movie wants to do, but spread it out over a couple seasons, like they do Game of Thrones.
So
because
it would probably end up looking like The Witcher then.
Well, no. I mean, and actually do it CGI because I tell you what, you see
So it would end up looking like The Witcher then. Oh, you mean like an animated thing?
Yeah. So
Okay, that'd be
basically,
cool.
in the same style as they did their basically the
And
cutscenes from
any of the trailers.
basically yes, or even just in like some of the in-game cutscenes as well. Because my God, the whole just the characters and the it's like just for case and reference, Starflying versus Sylvanas. Holy shit, the amount of emotion in that.
So you would want that as like a
Yeah.
TV series. Like the example I think of is Netflix's Love, Death, and Robots, because that animation is so pretty and terrifying, but pretty
and disturbing and disgusting. Yes,
and disgusting. Though that vampire one's still my best one. Okay, then other way around. What do you want? What do you want as a game?
Oh, that's one see as a game.
Apologies for coughing again.
I would. You know what? This has been on my mind all day today, leading up to this. For some reason, I want to see like a Game of Thrones game, but I'm not sure what style I'd want to see. Where like for some reason, I'm
okay. So we've already had one which was kind of shit, but it was like Dragon Age top-down thing. Then you had Telltale's one, which was all right.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah,
it was all right.
Yeah,
so you'd want Game of Thrones in some way, but you don't know how.
I think I would love to see it like Dragon Age Inquisition or the first Dragon Age game, in the sense of like RPG, but sort of like dealing with kind of like just basically in the same way like as like a BioWare game.
Okay, I have my choice for game to something. I haven't worked the other way around yet, but I would want a TV series, even if it's just a mini series of BioShock, but not the game. So, I was going to remember I told you I was going to touch on video game novels. This is one of them. It's a prequel novel called BioShock Rapture. It was released after the first BioShock. It kind of ties into both BioShock 1 and 2, but it paints the world of what Rapture, the building of it, and how life was before everything went to shit. And it's like that would be a really cool series. I'd love that. It'd be so much fun. As for the
just on the point of BioShock, I feel like this would be interesting to see in terms of like how all the powers in that work. Just because I feel like there's a lot of funny situations you could come up with.
You mean the actual thing? Hey, let me light my cigarette for you.
Exactly.
hey, let me try to get this generator working by the swimming pool. Wait, no, we're in here. Oh, hey! Sorry, I bumped into you, Mister. Oh shit, you're a big daddy, and just gets pasted onto a wall.
Yeah, if they made it, they would in some way or another.
There'd be a little bit of dark comedy thrown in there.
You'd be waiting for that Easter egg of "Would you kindly?"
No, that wouldn't be an Easter egg. That would be the heartbreaking revelation at the end of the series. Oh, Christ!
Does the book actually cover that as well?
Yeah. Also, the BioShock Infinite DLC covers it as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, but for the other way around in the games, it's a series that has a ton of video games across the board. And this is Warhammer. Either fantasy or 40K. Because they're just they're everywhere.
Yeah. I mean,
the closest I've got to like there's been a ton of I've enjoyed. Because once again, I'm not really into the RTS stuff, though a couple of them have been fun. I've enjoyed Vermintide because it's basically Left 4 Dead, but with giant rats. I've enjoyed Deathwing because, for the Emperor. I loved Space Marine. But give me a game where you play as in Stardies, but just make it like the new Doom games. Because that's just rip and tear. Just give me some story, but let me have that kind of gameplay because we once again streaming as we do every week. Last game we played was Doom Eternal, which by the way played a bit more. I may have angered God. Long story.
May have.
Yeah, I think it might be the next game they deal with that one. But yeah, once again that's streamed on This Isn't My Code at twitch.tv/This Isn't My Code, and we had that kind of gameplay though because it's like it would make sense that's faster and more violent and visceral than the Deathwing games, because that's when you're running around in Terminator armor.
Yeah.
They're big bastards. But give me just at a start, give me like a just even if it's co-op, like imagine a 4-player co-op in a squad going through and just ripping the shit out of. Make it Eldar, make it the fucking tie. No, not the tie, because that's like punching a kitten. Give me Orc. In fact, screw it. Let me play it. Let me play as Orc. Let me play as Chaos. But something with that kind of visceral.
Hey, I would love to play as Guardsman if I got to control a Baneblade. Hell, outside of Lehman Russ.
It's a Baneblade. It's a warp spider. Blood for the Blood Throne. Sorry. Okay, stop. Heresy. Cease your heresy. Okay, me and Patrick might actually be like closeted Warhammer fans. Like literally, I had an interest.
I mean, closeted?
No. Literally, I had an interest in it. Like in the lore and the story and stuff. Not the tabletop like.
Oh, I've played
war games. The war games, I've got the patience for it. But Dark Heresy and stuff, like the RPG games, I'd love to do a stream of that with you. It'd be fun. But once I turn 30, it's like, I'm going to start reading the books. I chose the Horus Heresy. I'm only like 7 books in, and there's like 57 more.
Really? You're 7 in?
I don't think I got them on Audible, so I just play them. But they're like 14 to 20 hours each.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I've watched. My brother got me a box set of the first 3 books, and just.
Oh, so
incredible.
we're at the finish now because we're over. We're like an hour 15 already, so we're gonna have to wind this up. But I have to shout out to. So Warhammer's never really had. It's getting an adaptation. It's getting a new animated series. It's getting a live action series based on Inquisitor, and it's had like 1 animated movie, which is terrible, but the voice acting alone makes it amazing. Sean Pertwee, the Ultramarine movie. Sean Pertwee, John Hurt. Enough said.
Wait, is this the really sort of like
this is the one from like
CGI one?
Yeah, this is the one from like 2001.
That was actually not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, in terms of like
watch it now, but you have the badass mode of you may corrupt the hearts of men, but I am steel, I am doom, I'm Arthur McCragg, and I know no fear. But shout out to anyone if you're a 40k fan or whatever, or just like good animation. Watch the fan-made Astartes movies. I think he's on like part 4 or 5. They are they're amazing. I want more. Just hire Games Workshop, hire the guy, go on his YouTube. I don't care.
There's another one that's
after you watch this, go watch that one. But we haven't got time because we are going over. So once again, thank you. The podcast video will be available on YouTube. The audio, if you're listening to the audio, you know where it is. It is both on Spotify and the website, which is invindicast.co.uk. If you want to catch up with me and Patrick more, listen, we're both on Instagram.
Not sure why you would, but
we're both interesting people. I'm This Isn't My Coat pretty much everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. We both stream on Twitch. We try every Thursday night, usually 7:30 onwards. Once again, twitch.tv /This Isn't My Coat. Me and Patrick have a bit of banter. It's fun. Patrick, would you like to whore out any of your social media places?
I don't really go on social media much. I'm
on Instagram. I know he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I tag you in every post I do with the second stream. Anyway.
You do?
Yes. Anyway, so we're going to wind up here.
I think the only reason I'm on that is because I got a League of Legends skin with it, and that is the only reason.
Makes complete sense. Anyway, on that bombshell, we'll leave you here. Have a lovely evening. No matter where you are in the world, if you're having a bad time at it, because right now, so much stuff, be it plague, Brexit, whatever America's currently exploding for very, very good reason. Wherever you are, we love you. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining us.
Take care of yourselves.
All the love. We'll see you next week sometime. Bye-bye.
Cheerio.